just wanted to share a little bit about. Thank you, Scott. Thanks. I'm going to come down. About worship in this space and kind of what we're going after as a worship team, as a worship community in Hillside. If you're encountering the Lord, just stay there. That song has a really significant place in my life when I was living in the States and navigating a lot of different things. It came out, and I remember there was a there was this valley right outside my house, and I'd go down in there, and I was tucked away and hidden, and the wind would blow through this valley, and I'd blast this song in my ears, and I'd just be free with the Lord. And it was this, who is like the Lord? Who is like this Lord that we behold? And worship can be so many things, but when it comes down to the fact of the matter, it is that we get to behold King Jesus. That we're here to behold King Jesus and minister to his heart. And it's such a privilege. So even now, can you just close your eyes? Can you close your eyes and picture Jesus on the throne? Just behold him in the Bible. Strong's Concordance, the Hebrew for behold is to see, to regard, to recognize, to stand in awe of. And it's like over 1,000 times it's used in the Bible, and in Genesis even it says like God said, let there be light, and then he saw the light, and that saw is the ra'ah, he beheld the light. And it's the same when God saw the light. That is what we are doing when we see King Jesus rightly. We behold him, we behold his glory. And this psalm, it was written while David was on the run. He was fleeing, and people are arguing, scholars argue about which kind of time it was, whether it was when he was fleeing from King Saul or from Absalom. But at the end of the psalm it says, and the king will rejoice. And he's speaking about himself there. So we're kind of leaning to he's already a king and he's fleeing from Absalom. And there's something so significant about that he's in this dry and weary land after overcoming so much already. I can't imagine how disheartening that must be. You're fleeing from your son, blood of your blood. And a king after God's own heart. David, he lifts up God's name. From this place, from this dry and weary place, he beholds King Jesus. And there's a time for lament. We see that in the Bible too. We see that in the Bible a lot. But something that I've noticed as I love the Psalms, I spend a lot of time in the Psalms. But as I've poured through the Psalms, I've noticed that whenever there's lament, it leads to a place of glorifying God's name. And if we lament without glorifying God's name, we've missed the point. It has to be unto giving God glory. It can't just be sitting in my pain and my weakness and woe is me. It has to be, God, I'm in this pit and this valley, but I will glorify your name no matter what, because I know that you're king. I know that you're good. And because of that, I can sing with joy on my lips, with praise in my heart. From this dry and weary place, I will worship. And that's our heart. That's our heart for worship. We don't want to sing songs about us. They're beautiful, and I know that we've all been impacted so much by the songs that are out there. But we want to sing songs in our church that are glorifying the Lord, that are ministering to the Lord before they minister to us. Michael Miller, I think it was, he was a part of building Upper Room. And they speak about how they wanted to build a house of worship that ministered to God before it ministered to people. And we're here to minister to each other, and we're here to bless each other as a community. But if we're not ministering to God, then we've missed the point. We've missed the point. He's too good, guys. He's too good. And so worship for me, worship for us, and in conversation with Raj, like worship is a realignment of our priorities. Who is at the top? Am I here to get my tank filled, or am I here to pour out my heart before the King who died on the cross to set me free from my sins? What am I here for? Because if we're not here to pour it out for God, then we need to get our priorities straight. We need to get our priorities straight. I think the first time I ever preached, I spoke about Lazarus, and Jesus wept. And it's one of my favorite verses, and I always used to see it from a place of, it gives us permission to feel, and it does, it's beautiful. I've grown a bit since that preach. Jesus wept, and then he raised Lazarus from the dead. He wept, and he sat in the recognition of what's going around us. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with recognizing, okay, life is sucking right now. But if we stay there and we don't step out of it and raise Lazarus from the dead, not by might or by strength, but by the power of God, then we're going somewhere that's not going to lead us to glorifying the Lord. And so we're going to go into worship, and the songs are all about Jesus. And what's beautiful about our kind and gracious King is that in this glorifying of his name, there is an exchange. Because he's that good and because he's that kind. And when we've surrendered it, when we've left our agenda and our list of things that we need, our checklist, when we've left that at the door and left it at the feet of Jesus, what we find so often, what I find is when I'm driving home, I'm like, oh my word, that thing that I was worrying about on my way here, I'm not worried about it anymore because God's on the throne of my life. Because I exalted and I ministered to the heart of God. That thing doesn't hold any power in my life. It's real and it exists, and that's fine. It's okay to be aware of it. But Jesus is above it.